So, welcome friends. This is the second lecture of titration curve for weak acid and strong base. In this lecture, we are going to learn about characteristics of titration curve for weak acid and strong base. In previous lecture, we have seen how to calculate the different pH for different ml of addition of titrants. So in this lecture, we will see the characteristic of our titration curve. So this is the titration curve for weak acid and strong base. So first point, the pH at the start of titration is nearly 3. Okay. So pH starts at around 3 ml or pH at 3 unit. pH starts for this titration. Second point, there is slight inflection or slight bend at the start of titration. Okay, there is slight bend or inflection at the start of the titration. Third point, pH increases bit rapidly with addition of NaOH up to 24.50 ml, means up to this point. Okay, so from this point up to this point, there is a slight increase, there is linear increase of pH, okay, up to 24.50 ml. Next point, there is a sharp and vertical change in pH in the volume range of 24.99 to 25.0.1. Okay, in this range. Okay, this is the sharp and vertical change in the pH units. Okay, and the volume range is 24.99 to 25.01 ml or 25.1 ml. The vertical part of titration curve covers, okay, approximately 6 to 10.5 pH units. Okay, from these points, okay, here this to this much. So this is the vertical part of the titration curve around the pH at equivalence point. Okay, this is the pH at equivalence point. This point is pH at equivalence point, and the value of pH at equivalence point is 8.73. Okay, 8.73. Now next, after 25.10 ml addition of NaOH, pH change is small and it is linear. Okay, this region after 25 ml addition of NaOH, pH change is small and it is a linear. Okay. Next, about indicator, the suitable indicator for this titration are, okay, what are the suitable indicator? The indicator which shows color change around equivalence point of the titration is called as suitable indicator. So there are two indicators in this case, bromothiamyl blue and phenolphthalein. Okay, why these are two suitable indicator? Because these two indicator has its transition range around the pH change at equivalence point. Here pH change at equivalence point covers the distance or cover the pH unit 6 to 10.5, 6 to 10.5, and these two indicator has its transition range between these two limits. Okay, so out of these two, then which indicator will be the best indicator? Okay, so what is the best indicator? The suitable indicator which has its transition range around the pH at equivalence point is called as best indicator. So here pH at equivalence point is 8.73, and this phenolphthalein indicator, okay, it has its transition range around the pH at equivalence point. Therefore, we call this as a suitable indicator. Okay, the phenolphthalein, its transition range is 8.3 to 10. Indicator has transition range around the pH at equivalence point. Therefore, it is called as base indicator for the titration of weak acid and strong base. Okay. So in next lecture, we will see the titration curve for strong acid and weak base. Thank you.